putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Cory Booker's a big old baby. That's what he is. Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson. Here's the Kevin Jackson Show. Big old metrosexual pansy. I cried. It gave me tears. Whatever. Lying scumbag. He doesn't care. Cory Booker doesn't care about Africans. He doesn't care about, finger quotes, African Americans. He cares about votes. He cares about staying in power. He cares about setting himself up to run against Trump. Bring it, Cory Booker. Make Kamala Harris your VP. Or better yet, Oprah or Michelle Obama or whomever. You're going to get your butts kicked in 2018. And you want to know why, leftists, you're going to get your butts kicked? I know the majority of my audience is conservatives, but leftists are listening. And if they're not, you need to tell them. They're going to get their butts kicked in 2018 because they are disingenuous ideologues. They don't care about people. They care about whatever their idea is. They must win at all costs. It doesn't matter if their idea is the destruction of their families, if it's the destruction of their communities, if it's the destruction of this country. They don't care. And I just gave you the secret decoder ring. Because let me tell you what leftists do. They destroy families. That's the first thing they do. And once they destroy the family, they destroy their culture, which is exactly what black folks have done. Leftists have destroyed the black family, ergo, the black culture. They want black people to believe we're all united, fighting together for the cause, against evil. The most evil man to black people in decades just left the White House. They don't see it. The guy who's helped blacks the most in decades just entered the White House and he's proven it. They don't see it because they've been taught bizarro world opposite. Bad is good, good is bad. But they pretend that they care about black folks. Black folks are killing other black folks. And you know what black legislators and black leaders do? They ignore it. And they tell you, what are you doing talking about that? You can't be talking about that. Let's not talk about no black on black crime. There's white on white crime. There's brown on brown crime. Well, yeah, but there's more in the black community. And by the way, why would you even look at them? If you want us to be monolithic, why are we killing each other like this? You can tell me about white on white crime and brown on brown crime and any other kind of crime. They are not forced to be monolithic. You are. So you want me to have solidarity, to have, camaraderie with my fellow brother, the person that's got the color of my skin. And yet, you're the most dangerous person on the planet to me. Doesn't even make common sense in any way, shape, or form. These are a bunch of ethnocentric racists who don't care about one another. They don't care about the motherland, the origins of black people, but they will tout it like you wouldn't believe. And don't you dare get them an ancestry test. Don't you dare buy it. I'd love to see Cory Booker take his ancestry DNA. That sucker's going to be at least 25% white. At least, probably 30. That he'll pretend to be, I'm all black. I'm down with my brothers and sisters. I can't believe they made me cry, man. Let's play the rest. We played part of his little speech there where he was chastising that white woman. You listen here, white woman. Boy, he had to feel good. And think about it. Think about how much of a punk you have to be for you to sit there and chastise a woman, practically beat her down. He might as well have grabbed her by the head and slapped her. And nobody say a word. It was like a sissy fight. That's why nobody said a word. They were like, it's just a couple of girls. Let them fight it out. I'd have interrupted him. Oh, man, I'd have interrupted him. I'd have said, yeah, well, you know what? You can be all sanctimonious as you want to be, Cory Booker, but don't get me airing out your dirty laundry and all the members of the Congressional Black Circus. I know she couldn't have said that because she ain't black, right? I'd have given him something to think about. Donald Trump would have fired me because I'd have been like, yeah, well, let's talk about the black condition, Cory. Let's talk about it. What do you know about Africa? You seem to be very concerned about them. Which country are you willing to take on? I'm just curious. Which one have you taken on? And which one of these cities are you going to own up to? Because you got some bad ones. Massachusetts is full of bad cities where black people are not getting over. Boston, let's start there. How are blacks faring in Boston? Boston. How they doing in New York? How they doing in Chicago? How they doing in Detroit, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, St. Louis? They doing okay? Oh, okay. All right, Corey. I see you're on top of it.
The commander-in-chief in an Oval Office meeting referring to people from African countries and Haitians with the most vile and vulgar language. The language festers. When ignorance and bigotry is allied with power, it is a dangerous force in our country. Your silence and your amnesia is complicity. Right now in our nation, we have a problem. I don't know if 73% of your time is spent on white supremacist hate groups. I don't know if 73% of your time is spent concerned about the people in fear in communities in this country. Sikh Americans, Muslim Americans, Black Americans. The fact pattern is clear of the threats in this country. I hurt. When Dick Durbin called me, I had tears of rage when I heard about this experience in that meeting. And for you not to feel that hurt and that pain and to dismiss some of the questions of my colleagues, saying I've already answered that line of questions when tens of millions of Americans are hurting right now because of what they're worried about what happened in the White House. That's unacceptable to me.
Tens of millions of Americans are hurting at what they heard in the White House. That's a lie. Tens of millions of Americans are going, preach on, Donald Trump. Look, welcome back, everybody, by the way. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Radio Show. Cory Booker is a liar. He's a typical leftist. He thinks he's going to make hay out of a comment supposedly made by Donald Trump, that now Dick Durbin's going, well, he didn't exactly say, crap hole. He might have just said, countries that, that really kind of suck. Really? Oh, and nobody else has ever said that. Let me tell you, I've called them that. I proudly tell you, I've called those countries that. And let me tell you why. I've been there. I've been in a lot of them. And they are exactly as described. No, in fact, they're worse. They're worse. I've seen animals that live better than I've seen people live in some of these countries. So don't try to tell this brother what, a crap hole country looks like, because I know. And let me tell you, I've already explained this to you guys. This is spinning back on the left. It's outrageous. Think about all the things that they've tried to do. And I asked this question the other day. Where is Michael Wolff, fire and fury guy, who said Donald Trump was unhinged and unfit to be president and everybody wanted him out? Where is he? He's disappeared. Where's Hillary Clinton? She was all in the news talking about this, that, and the other. You know who you've got in the news right now? You've got a bunch of clowns. You've got Maxine Waters talking about impeachment. You had the NAACP Image Awards, where all they did was make it a bash Trump deal and talk about Oprah for president. Bring it. Bring Oprah Winfrey for president. I'd love to see it. Bring Michelle Obama. I'm telling you guys right now, you better grow a pair and understand that the reason why we're going to win is because we are winners. I'll talk to you about the law of attraction in a bit, because I wanted to come back. I've been waiting to talk about this subject for quite some time. We are winners. We will ourselves to win. And you know how we do it? It isn't some mystical, magical thing like the Gasparini thing. No, it's not that. There's a thinker that's, anyway, I'm not going to go into the detail around it. But here's the thing. It isn't like we sit around going, okay, I wish, I hope it happened. I hope. We have made it happen because what we've done is allowed the left to have nirvana. They got nirvana. They got it all. They had their black president who is presidential. They had their Congress. They had their Senate. They have their media. They had their all the systems in place to keep black people down, to keep people down that they didn't want, to keep the minions doing exactly what they wanted to do. They had a crooked of government that they were happy to continue to keep it. They made it more crooked. But Barack Obama made the government more crooked. I mean, by geometric measures, more crooked than any administration. They had it all. And they still couldn't stop you. You want to know why? Because you methodically, just election and election, issue by issue, have showcased their lunacy. And now you got Cory Booker talking about 10 million Americans are hurting over Donald Trump calling these countries what they are. That is a lie. Let him live the lie. Let him have it. Let Cory Booker believe that he's making a difference, that his speech, because he's going to go back and go, it was such a powerful speech, Senator Booker. You're amazing.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.